When you think about museums in Paris, the first one that probably pops into your head is Le Louvre. But the truth is, Paris is full of so many wonderful museums, both big and small, and today I want to tell you a little bit more about one of my favorites, Le Musée d'Orsay. I will tell you what is so special about this particular museum, and we are going to explore some of the collections together. As a bonus, I will be using lots of French numbers in this lesson, so no matter for how long you've been studying French for, I invite you to take this as an opportunity to practice their proper pronunciation. Are you ready? C'est parti! Le Musée d'Orsay, le Musée d'Orsay is a famous museum and one of the most visited places in Paris. Every year it is visited by entre 3 et 4 millions de personnes, between 3 and 4 million people. Let's take a little bit of time to study this number together. Here, in entre 3 et 4 millions de personnes, you can notice that the S in 3 is silent. Repeat after me. 3, 3, 3. Then we have 4, 4. In 4, the Q and U only make the sound que. It is not quatre, okay? It is 4. So repeat after me. 4. Yes, it has this evil R sound in French. 4. 4. Good. Then we have million. We have million, which means million easy, and then it takes an S in French when there are several ones. So repeat after me. Entre 3 et 4 millions. Good. Entre 3 et 4 millions. You can notice as well that in a million, this double L and the I before the I doesn't make a Y sound as it does sometimes. It is million. Million. So repeat after me. Entre 3 et 4 millions. Entre 3 et 4 millions. Good. What you might wonder is, wait, Geraldine, here we have million with an S. How do you say just one? We say 1 million. It's masculine. 1 million. Repeat after me. 1 million. 1 million. Good. And if you want to say several millions, you're going to say plusieurs millions. Plusieurs, it means several. Plusieurs with the U sound, a silent S at the end as well, and an E in heure. Plusieurs millions. Repeat after me. Plusieurs millions. Plusieurs millions. Plusieurs millions. Yes, here the S makes a Z sound. So, let's go back to Le Musée d'Orsay. It is the museum with the largest collection of Impressionist paintings in the world, with more than, do you know? 480 paintings of that style. And yes, 480 is a tricky number. Let's take a little break about 480 and I'm going to dive into it and give you a few rules. You don't have to remember them all, just concentrate on the easiest ones or the ones that you don't know yet. Then we will go back to art history together. This is going to help us review some of the rules of writing French numbers with letters. So first of all, we have cent with the silent T and this en sound that is nasal, cent. Repeat after me, cent. Like the blood actually. Cent is 100 and there is no S at the end if it's singular, if there is only 100 things. Cent. Then we have 400 in today's number, which is 400. 400. Repeat after me. 400. We saw 4 before, we saw 100 before, so it is 400. 400. Because there are several hundreds here, 4, for 400. There's an S at the end of 100, and this one is silent. We say 400. Repeat after me. 400. 400. Good. Officially, you should write it with un trait d'union or un tiret, which is a French word for a hyphen, but you will find that many people don't use it for numbers above 100. In 480, we have then 80. Ooh, that's the tricky one. 80. 80 literally means 4 times 20. Yes, this is a weird French thing. In the pronunciation of 80, we have 4, that we just saw, and 20. 20 seems tricky because it has so many letters, but we have a 1 sound, a nasal 1, and then we have GTS, which are silent. We say 80. Repeat after me. 80. 80. And here you might wonder, wait, is it like le vin for wine? Yes, it's exactly the same. It is 80, like 4 wines. Here, vin is in the plural because there are 4 of them. So it's 80. So this is why there is an S at the end of vin, because just 20, vin doesn't have an S. And if we want to dig a little deeper, there is always an hyphen. That's the case for all the complex numbers like this before 100. 80, repeat after me one last time. 80. Good. Now, you put them together and you get 480. Repeat after me. 480. Ooh, that's tricky. What can you remember here? 4, remember the k sound. It's not quoi, it's k. 4. Then in 100, we have a silent t. 100. Then we have again 4. And 20, in 20 it's like wine in French, 20, and we have a silent GTS, you don't hear them. So, that's it. 480. 480. It takes some time, okay, but it kind of makes sense, right? Well, not so fast, obviously, because it's French, and there is one more rule, actually. You might have noticed here that 100 in 480 doesn't have an S. And this is not a typo, it's on purpose. In French, when there is more number coming after 100 or 20, there is no S to it. This is why there is no S in 100, in 480, and this is why there is no S when we write 81 for 81. 81, because there is 1 after 20. 81. So in 80, there is an S, and in 81, there is no S to 20. Yes, that's French. Honestly, that's the kind of thing that you learn as a child when you're in school in France, but most people forget about it later. So, to recap, 100 gets an S at the end in plural, except if there is something after it. Now, let's go back to the museum. Its collection hosts more than 600, which is 600 in French. What you can notice in 600 is that the X is silent. 600, we have an S at the end of 100 because of the rule we just mentioned, and the T is obviously silent in 100. So repeat after me, 600. 600. 600. Good. 600 post-impressionist paintings from France and abroad, and many sculptures as well. More than 1,000,000. 1,000,000 is a funny word because it's like 1000, 1000 for 1,000. Repeat after me. 1000, 1000, 1000. Except it is less precise. 1,000,000. 1,000,000 is around 1,000. The R in ye is silent, and it is not a y sound either. It is still 1,000,000. Repeat after me. 1,000,000. 1,000,000. One last time. 1,000,000. Good. And because it is a noun, you can say several thousands, which is des milliers. You add an S and it is silent. Repeat after me. Des milliers. Des milliers. Good. And this is important because you cannot say des mille. It has to be 2000 for 2000. Just 2000. Remember, in deux, the X is silent. 2000. If you want to say 3000, then you have to say 3000. 3000. What you can notice as well is that mille is invariable. Invariable. It never takes an S in plural. So, for example, for this year, we write 2022. 2022. And le mille doesn't take an S. Repeat after me. 2022. And yes, in 20, I say the T this time. Repeat after me. 2022. 2022. Good. Now, the fascinating aspect of this museum is that it shows the art of la révolution industrielle. La révolution industrielle, which is the Industrial Revolution. The world was starting to shift in a way that never happened before, with economic growth and technological changes and social transformations. Yes, and it's when paint tubes were invented and painters could finally paint outside. But more generally, it was art from right here, what artists were seeing and living at this pivotal point in time. So it is bound to be fascinating. Of course, one of the central innovations of this time was trains. One of the main Impressionist painters, Claude Monet, did a groundbreaking series of paintings on the Parisian train stations La Gare Saint-Lazare. This here is the first painting of this series. Or, as we call it in French, le premier tableau, the first painting. Le premier tableau. Here, le premier is the first, and we have a silent R at the end. We don't say le premier, we say le premier tableau because it is masculine. So repeat after me, le premier tableau. Le premier tableau. Again, le premier tableau. And this work of art is especially appropriate for le Musée d'Orsay since the place used to be a train station. Just like la Gare Saint-Lazare, the architecture of le Musée d'Orsay comes from around 1900. 1900. That we also say 1900 when we're saying such a date. 1900, it is the same as 1900. What you can notice here is that we have a liaison between the 10 and the 100, which is tricky, but the X becomes a Z sound. 1900. Repeat after me. 1900. This construction is really more for dates. It means 1900, and it is very rarely used in writing. It's more of an oral thing for such important dates. This time was also the height of La Belle Époque, literally the beautiful period after the creation of train stations, but before the hour of the Great War. And now it has become such a beautiful place to display this art between 1848 and 1914. What you can notice here in 1848 or 1848 is the different hyphens in numbers under 100. Did you spot them? And also there is no S in 100. Remember what we said before? It's all there. Le Musée d'Orsay chose these dates in order to fit the times of la Deuxième République, the Second French Republic, le Second Empire, the Second French Empire, and the first half of la Troisième République until la Première Guerre mondiale, the First World War. Okay, I know this was fast, there were lots of numbers, so let's review them. Le premier or la première is the first. We have a masculine form and a feminine form. Le premier, repeat after me, le premier and la première. Here the E in pre is a E sound and we have premier and première. Repeat after me, le premier and la première. Okay, then we have the second one, which is le second or la seconde. what can you notice here? You can notice that we say seconde with a g sound and not a k sound, which should be what it is because it's written like this. But no, it is seconde and second. Okay? So le second and la seconde. So this is a special word that we use for the second one when there is no third one, as hopefully la Seconde Guerre mondiale, World War II, la Seconde Guerre mondiale. And also a second from the time, it is also une seconde, la seconde. It is the same word. Then for the second one, when there is something after, we say le deuxième or la deuxième. Here, unfortunately, as you might have heard, the X sound like a Z sound. We don't say deuxième, we say deuxième. Repeat after me, deuxième. Again, deuxième. Deuxième. And here, with deuxième, it allows us to see how we make ordinal numbers. It is the number, and then we add ième after it, and here you have a number that is feminine or masculine. So we have la troisième for the third, la troisième, this one is pretty straightforward to say, la troisième, but we also have le 20e siècle, the 20th century with Roman numbers for a century, le 20e siècle. Here, le G is silent. We say le 20e, not le 20e. So repeat after me, le 20e siècle. Le 20e siècle. But also for a musée d'Orsay, le 19e siècle. Le 19e siècle. And here what you can notice is that the F of neuf for 9, yes, it is neuvième. The F becomes the V, and we say it, neuvième. And in a way, la liaison of the number 9, neuf in French, that you usually see when you're speaking, is integrated in the writing. So repeat after me, le 19e siècle. That's tricky. Le 19e siècle. And yes, here in 10, we say the instead of the X sound. We don't say le 19e siècle, we say le 19e siècle. One last time. Le 19e siècle. I know, numbers are crazy. During this era of changes, artists tried to play with what they should be allowed to paint. With le déjeuner sur l'herbe, le déjeuner sur l'herbe, picnic on the grass, Edouard Manet made a bit of a scandal. Nude women were usually restricted to mythology, Greek nymph, and more. But he mixed them in a modern bourgeois setting, and that's new. Now, to be honest, there is a lot to say about this painting, obviously, and you will find some of it in my blog post for today's lesson. Just follow the link below this video in the description on YouTube, and you will find it on my website. It is completely free, and you will get a fully written transcript of this lesson with extra ideas and resources and links, and it's free. For now, I am just going to point out that Edouard Manet is not Claude Monet. They're two different persons. Other painters try their hand at social paintings, such as Gustave Caillebotte with Les Raboteurs de Parquet, the floor planners. I love Les Raboteurs de Parquet. This painting too was not allowed by the official art critics of the time. Like the previous painting, this one is not Impressionism. Here, Caillebotte gives us a piece in the style of realism, scenes of the working class of the 19th century, in a very realistic way. You can almost hear them talk.
J'en ai marre, moi je fais une pause. Temps mort les gars.
T'as raison, passe le pinard, tiens.
Je t'ai dit que je partais en Sologne demain pour le mariage de ma cousine.
Another modern idea is simply painting the new Parisian life. In Bal du Moulin de la Galette, for instance, Renoir does not paint a rich person portrait or historical events or mythology. No, but a simple Sunday afternoon in Montmartre, a sunny piece of everyday life. This painting dates from 1876, or sometimes we say 1876. And ooh, that's a very complicated number too. We have 1000 that is invariable, no S ever, 800 for 800, 800 with a silent T, and the silent T in 100 as well. So repeat after me, 800, 800. And then we have 76 for 76, 60, 60 plus 16, which is 16. So repeat after me, 1876. Again, 1876. One last time, 1876. If you want to say 1876, which is the other way to say it, the X in this becomes the sound. 1876. And also, what I forgot to say again is that in 60, the X has a S sound. So it is 60 and not 60. But every time I do a pronunciation practice like this, there's always a little detail that I forget to tell you, and numbers are so complicated. So with all this, let's go back to 1876 one last time. 1876. Good. And this 76 is a perfect cue for revisiting these weird French numbers before 100. So for 60 we have 60, where the X sounds like an S. 60. Repeat after me. 60. 60. Then we have 70, which is 60 and 10. 60 and 10, which make 70. Remember here that in this normal 10, the X is a S sound. So yes, it is 70. Repeat after me. 70. Again, 70. Then if you want to go a little bit further, we have 71. 71, which is 60 and 11. 71. And we have an hyphen in the middle because it is a number under 100. So repeat after me. 71. 71. Good. Then we have 72, which is 72. 60 and 12. 72. 72. With a Z sound. 72. Good. And then to reach 100, you just add all the numbers from 10 to 20. So we have 76, like 60 and 16, as we just saw before. 79, 60 and 19. 79, repeat after me. 70, where the X becomes the sound. And 9, 79. 79. 79, and then 80, yes, 420 makes 80, 80, as we've seen earlier. Beyond that, we have 90, which is 80 and 10, 90, repeat after me, 90, 90, and then after that, 91, which is 80 and 11, 91, 91. Again, 91. Good. And all the way to 99, 99. Repeat after me. 99, 99. And all this leads to 100. 100. Oh, that was tough. So, if your French is still a bit rusty around numbers, or you still to refresh your mind, you will find more in my lesson that is all about French numbers. And if you love art, take a look at more paintings in my lesson about art in French. Here I will give you more vocabulary about art, how to talk about it, express your opinion, and sound more confident in French. finally come take a look at La Normandie, a French region that inspired French Impressionist Claude Monet and other friends. Just click here on your screen to access your next lesson. I will see you there. Allez, à tout de suite!